Hello everyone, and a happy new year to you all, and welcome back for a new term, albeit one that's significantly different to the one that we've been used to. This is the video version of the letter I wrote yesterday, and I'm aware that many of you would rather listen to the news and updates when there's a lot to be covered. So here we go. By the way, I put off putting out this video for 24 hours just in case there was any updates to add. And on the whole, the Google system seems to be working well. There was the inevitable first time login issues from home, kids forgetting passwords, a couple of extra dongles to hand out, and guidance and IT staff had to help overcome IT and anxiety issues. Nothing that we didn't predict in this return to online learning. Remember, we've been here before, and it wasn't that long ago. The letter that I issued yesterday started with a couple of documents that I clearly can't read out in their entirety, so you may need to nip into the document links in the letter if you really want to. The first was a really long document, and that was issued by the government. It was the advice to schools and the local authorities. The second was the Council's protocols for online learning for pupils and parents, and I'll give you the bullet points just now. I'll need to read these. Guidance for pupils when engaging in online sessions. Pupils must attend online lessons on time. Please ensure that the background in your home is neutral or blurred and that no other people are visible or audible during the lessons. Pupils should be appropriately dressed during live online engagement. Pupils should turn their microphones to mute before joining the online lesson and when not talking, as this prevents noise disruption during the lesson. If they wish to ask a question or respond, they can either turn the microphone on, raise a virtual hand, or type in their comment. Pupils must behave appropriately at all times. The same standards of behaviour which would be expected in the classroom apply to online learning. For example, pupils must not record or share any materials from these sessions with anyone else. Now, also contained within the Council's guide is guidance for parents and carers when engaging in online sessions too. Only teachers may record online lessons, in line with the national GDPR policies. They may use these recordings for future use to help pupils. If a pupil does not want to be recorded, they can turn their camera off. For the security of all our pupils and staff, parental involvement in online learning should be limited to only supporting their child to attend an online session. For example, parents and carers should not intervene or try and talk to the teacher during the online lessons at all. Now, your children may find it difficult to concentrate for extended periods of time, and regular breaks may be beneficial, and I'll talk more about that in a wee bit. Whilst awaiting an online reply to a question or return of work from staff, please appreciate that this may take longer than usual during the period of home learning. Next, school staff are working from home and may have competing demands on their time. Your understanding and patience as parents and carers towards school staff is appreciated during the period of home learning. Staff will have to report any inappropriate online behaviour with their line managers. Contacting parents and carers will be made following established school procedures. So that's the Council guide for parents and pupils being online, so please take note of that if you don't mind. So I'd like to begin by taking the opportunity to thank all the staff in our schools for all their efforts during the whole of last week. Although we already established a timetable that's designed to cater for full online learning, and for blended learning actually, and we've already transferred everything we need into the Google Drives to allow our teachers to support learning from home, it's been a while since most of our staff have engaged in online provision. This last week's seen staff planning for online learning and engaging in refresh training to ensure we can best meet the challenging but not insurmountable times ahead. Learning from our previous lockdown experience and having listened to the views of staff, parents and pupils, we've changed the format of the learning opportunities to match the current timetables. Having a structure to the day, a clear outline of what to expect, spreading the work across the week, having a teacher online to direct and support the learning period by period. These were all ideas suggested as being better than just front loading everything on a Monday and checking in throughout the week, so my thanks to everybody that took part in that consultation. We expect children to get up for the online school in the morning and engage in lessons through the course of the day and through the course of the week. And as much as the teacher will be leading learning and supporting pupils on a period by period basis, and as much as we hope for the same sort of level of engagement and positive behaviour whilst in virtual lessons. Online learning is not the same as being in school for anyone, not for the teachers, not for the support staff, the pupils or the parents. Google Classroom, the main app that we use, uses very little data, and the live chat facility will allow teachers to direct and support the learning easily. It can be accessed from a smartphone, smart TV, a tablet, a laptop, normal hard drive, even Xbox or PlayStation. The pupils are very used to using Google Classroom. They use it every day, and they're used to using just a phone to do online work. In fact, many prefer just using their phone, whether they have a laptop or not. If anyone can't access Google Classroom at all, you should tell us as soon as possible so we can offer assistance. Many Oban and Tyree pupils are also used to their lessons being delivered through Google Meet. We also use Google Meet for our meetings all across the country on a daily basis. It works really well for most people, in school and at home. As much as we wish to make more use of this Google Meet app between the teacher's home and their pupils' homes, it may not work for some teachers and pupils. The teacher or the pupil may have to switch their camera off and use audio only to enable it to work, or in some cases it might not work even then. It might be that they have to switch the visual part and the audio part off and just use Google Classroom. We'll not really know that until we actually use it on a day-to-day basis. But even if they're using just Google Classroom, that's still live learning. We still have a youngster in one home actively engaging live with a teacher in their home. It might just be on text, rather like I'm speaking to you now. Another difficulty that won't be known until we get going with our online lessons is around the stresses that many people working at home together will face. Again, we've been here before and know it will be tough for many. Remember, our youngsters will not be required to be online every minute of the day. Much of the day will be taken up by pupils undertaking the task set independently. Google Meet will only be used in short bursts periodically throughout the day when appropriate to enhance the learning. Please work together to share devices and broadband if need be. If you don't have a device at all, we'll provide one. If you can't get broadband at all, we'll provide you with a 4G dongle. And if you can't afford connectivity, we'll provide you with free data during the lockdown. Please just let us know how we can help, and we will. Now, other stresses that arise from being in lockdown and from all being cooped up together will result in the need for some calm. Perhaps going for a walk outside to get away from each other, or alternatively to come together and spend some time with family. Whenever there's a need to break from the learning routine and to either seek some me time or family time, you should take it. Mental well-being is essential to learning, so take a break when you need to. Then let your pastoral care staff know when they give you a wee call offering support. Finally, please remember that teachers and pupils are working from home. This means that when online, someone may shout out in the background that they want tea. A screaming toddler may be causing mayhem in the background. A delivery driver may turn up at the door and force the teacher or pupil to go and answer the door. A dog may start barking, a cat may walk across the screen or a keyboard, and when any of these things inevitably happen, just laugh, because that's life. That's the way in which we're working just now. It'll not really matter. We'll get back into the learning in a few minutes. It's fine, don't worry. So in short, get up, log into your lessons. Parents, please help them. And if you have problems, let us know and we'll try and help. And if you need family time, you take it. And if your cat embarrasses you online, get over it. It'll all be fine. Now, I've mentioned much about pastoral teams, and it's important that you remember that our pastoral teams will be available for any support our young people might need. This includes any aspects of their learning, health and wellness, anything at all really. We'll be sensitively and confidentially carrying out weekly welfare checks with families, and we'll build upon the excellent success that we achieved during the last lockdown. Our families in the support department will be supported by their team of staff led by Mrs Binney in Oban as before. Mrs Cooney and Tyree will coordinate all that support. Any further information that we are alerted to by yourself or whoever, or find ourselves in a position that we know something that could help families, we'll pass that on through the Oban Parent app or the Tyree Messenger 5. Please don't hesitate to get in touch with any question or any concern or any need at all, and a member of the pastoral team will contact you. If we can help you at all, we will. And if we can't, we'll signpost you to someone who can. Now, life goes on in other aspects of the school, as you know. It's not just we're going to concentrate on online learning, there's lots more to life at school, far more than I can possibly tell you here, so I'm just going to pick one or two things. So SQA qualifications to start with. For our senior pupils who are entered for SQA qualifications this year, we understand that the next few weeks may be a source of stress and worry. However, I wish to reassure all our pupils that teachers are prepared for this, and they'll be continuing to deliver lessons and tasks that meet the requirements to generate the evidence for qualifications during lockdown. We're getting advice from SQA and we follow it. We're proud of all that our pupils have continued to achieve during the difficult times that we've faced, and we'll be proud of the resilience that they'll demonstrate over the coming weeks. Our teachers and support staff will continue to do everything we can to ensure that our pupils achieve the best possible results for the work that they have demonstrated throughout the year. This means that there will be times when teachers will require senior pupils to sit controlled assessments remotely via Google Classroom and Google Meet. And in order to support this, parents should ensure that pupils have a suitable quiet space that is free from distractions at home to complete these assessments. Much of the time, there may be a lot of disruption, but during the test times, please try and make that extra wee effort just to make sure that they are uninterrupted if they need to do an assessment, when or if that time comes. We are working on adapting the senior assessment calendar as a result of the school closures, and pupils will be made aware of any of the upcoming assessments by their class teachers, and again we'll just keep using Google Classroom to keep updating the kids. We're awaiting further specific details from the SQA about how they wish us to collate and submit the evidence for higher and advanced higher. National 5 guidance are already issued in previous letters. As soon as we can, we'll be provided with an update from the SQA and we'll pass it on to you. Now, just because we're in lockdown and working online doesn't mean to say that the rest of school life has to be put on hold. We'll still be looking at having other normal events, albeit managed differently, and another example of this, next to the SQA stuff that I've just mentioned, is our continuing efforts to report to and to hold parents' evenings and run course options services that we would normally run at this time of year. We'll just be doing them online. So, for information to keep you reassured that all will be well even in this lockdown period. S1, the full reports will be issued on Friday the 26th of March. S2 and S3 full reports will be completed by staff over the next few days and will be posted out to parents from the 15th of January. A virtual parents' evening will follow on Thursday the 4th of February from 4:30 to 7:30, and this will be run just like the virtual senior parents' evenings that ran so well. We held them in November. They were really good. Full details will be sent with the child's report that will go out in the next week or so. Our options processes for S2 and S3 will begin at the end of January, and your child will receive lots of information from their guidance teacher. Subject information will be shared via short videos and options booklets like we usually do, and you'll have the opportunity to attend your child's options interview with their guidance teacher via Google Meet. Guidance staff will also be setting up specific Google Classrooms for options, and codes will be sent out in due course. This will ensure that all the pupils receive the information and the guidance they need at this crucial time. Staff from Skills Development Scotland will also be available to advise pupils and parents to ensure the best decisions are made about future learning pathways. In fact, I just sent details out in the app from SDS this afternoon with the Careers Advisor's contact details. Her name's Margaret Bennett. She's lovely, knowledgeable and helpful, and I can't recommend her highly enough, so make the call. The next report for S4, 5 and 6 pupils will be issued on the 5th of March. The options process for S4 and S5 pupils will also begin in March. Again, all pupils will receive a one-to-one interview with their guidance teacher, and parents will be invited to join the meeting virtually. There'll be lots of advice and information available from departments, and we're already working on a virtual options information evening. Right. I'm well aware there's loads of information here to think about. There's so much more I could tell you. We're a very busy school. These are just a few key things I thought you should be aware of now, the sort of things I thought you might be anxious about just now. I'm going to finish with one final thing, and that is, please remember, more than anything else, should you require any support at all, please use the Contact Us page on the school website and we will look for ways to help you as best we can. I hope you have a lovely week ahead, and no doubt I'll send you another letter soon. Alright, have a nice week.